We did it.
Welcome to You're On in 5, The Art of Understudying.
The only podcast to celebrate the work of actors in understudy roles.
Understudying demands tons of preparation with minimal rehearsal.
Or sometimes none at all.
But it can end in triumphant glory.
In these conversations, we'll amplify the diverse voices of actors who have understudied. We want to hear about the artist's technique, experience, and journey.
As well as whatever's on our mind that day.
Woo!
Welcome to You're On in 5. I'm Scott Sava. You might know me from Scary Town by Hell in a Handbag earlier this 2025.
And I'm your co-host, Elana Elise. You might know me from season 4 of You're On in 5, the Understudy podcast.
And our guest today is William Anthony Sebastian Rose II. You might know William from... I didn't check up on this. What might we know you from?
Well, most recently, you might know me from A Tale of Two Cities with Shattered Globe Theater.
Yay!
Yes. Awesome.
Welcome, William.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Love you for being here. So we're just going to kick right off. Our first question is always, what was your first understudy gig?
The first understudy gig I had when I moved up here to Chicago was was called The Man Who Was Thursday with Lifeline Theater. Very, really cool show. Spy, dramedy thing. It was hilarious. I love being part of it.
Nice. You want to talk about the experience?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's one of my favorite stories from understudying, because I joined the show and I just moved up here. I was super, super excited about, I was working at an office for the University of Illinois and doing theater and working, getting paid for it. I was so happy, such an adult. So down the street, they have that little bar.
Is that the Rogers Park?
Yeah, Rogers Park Social. And so right before one of the shows, I was like, I'm going to stop down. I'm going to have myself an adult beverage and, be all mature with my art. And I went in and I was just really young and kind of stupid. And so I ordered a double scotch on the rocks with 3 cherries to give a little sweetness. Yeah. And he gave me it was like a tank of scotch. He just sat it down in front of me and I was like, oh, okay, sure. Well, I've got 45 minutes before the show. I'm just hanging out. I had 3 sips and I was like, I might fall off the bar. I might actually fall. So,
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay, it's fine. I got this. I left literally probably 3/4 of it there. I was just like, I gotta go to the theater. I walk in and the stage manager walks up to me and I was, again, a little intoxicated, but in my mind, it was like, oh, William, you're here. Okay, look, you're gonna go on. And I was just like, huh? Just mouth on the floor. I just say drunk as can be, like, oh no, I'm in trouble.
Wow.
And I was terrified. And so I'm just there like, okay, yeah, I got this. Like, and she's like, no, not today. But the lead has accepted a role of the Goodman. So, next week, you're going to be going on for them. And then she just pleasantly walked away. And I'm just standing there like, yeah. All right, I'm going to go sit in my seat. I'm sweating like I'm going on stage.
That's hilarious.
That is fantastic.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
I ended up taking over for the rest of the show, and it was great. Wonderful cast, and just great time working at Lifeline. I loved working with Lifeline.
Oh, that's
Lifeline.
great.
They are
Lifeline.
Yeah, Lifeline.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
That's amazing. Like, what a great first gig in the city too. Like that story and then leading to you going on. Prior to coming to Chicago, had you understudied at all ever anywhere?
Not really. I can't think. Before that, I was in Champaign, Illinois, and there wasn't a lot of understudy gigs or even really understudy opportunities in Champaign. It was like, you're going on, and that's it.
Yeah.
I did one show where it wasn't necessarily that we were understudying. It was more that we were just
Double cast.
playing. It was double cast. It was one role. The show was Every Brilliant Thing. Love that show, but it's the only time before that I had ever, I guess, kind of had that experience.
Yeah, so what did you understand about what it meant to understudy, right? Like, because historically, until more recently, it's not something that you're taught about if you are in academia for theater or acting. It's always kind of an in-field thing. And there are some people who are just like, what, like, do I have to be exactly like the overstudy, or like what, like all the elements that go into what that job is, which can vary theater to theater. But what do you feel like you understood about what that was, aside from not going to rehearsal drunk?
It wasn't. It was a show. Okay,
That's right. That's right. I'm not trying to give you too much grace. For
okay, don't do that. No, I think before, when I thought, I obviously thought, this is the emergency person. Like I am supposed to be exactly on point of where that actor is going with their emotional delivery of the scene, also to make sure that the other person in the scene is still getting what they need to get. So it was just like very much like I need to be exact. I need to be spot on. Probably until I did The Man Who Was Thursday, and then I was like, oh, okay. Oh no, I get it. It still, has that focus of being like putting the show together in the way that the other actors and everyone else has seen it, but there is not such a rigidity to falling into someone else's character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I found that making it your own period, while still being appropriate and what's the word I'm looking for? On brand, I guess. For
honoring the work they had done.
Yeah. Did you notice, like, as you did the run, or how many performances did you get? Do you remember? Or weekends?
It was like 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Of the run. Might have been 3.
Okay. What would you say is your difference between the first show and the last show that you did?
Sweat. Yeah, I was a puddle walking onto the first show. I think by the time the first show went on, we had understudy put in rehearsal, and the cast was already just so inviting, wonderfully supportive of everything. And we just had so much fun together. I mean, sitting in rehearsals, I can just laughing with them about some of the things that were going on. So it was a lot easier than I expected it to be. It was just, for me, I think the biggest fear was I don't want to let this cast down. And I think the first night I was just like, yeah, all right, I'm doing finding it. Sticking, okay, and then I would step off stage and go, and then run back on.
And that was a kind of a privilege though, because you finished the run, right? So then you had the opportunity to build the show, your version of the show with them, as opposed to having to, there's some parts of you that they got accustomed to, right, to carry out, which is great. And rare, that's beneficial. Like that happens when you do complete a run. But if you're going in for a weekend and the overstudy's coming back, it's a little bit different. What was your next time you understudied after that?
The next show after that was The First Deep Breath at Victory Gardens Theater, and that I think it was even more terrifying the first time. Because that time actually. The cast had already been in rehearsals for months, working and like not just rehearsals, but what's the word for
script development?
Yes, yeah, creating the show, and so they were such a tight group, and so once I joined, I was really feeling like, I am the outsider, and I was still at a point where there was a confidence that I did not have here in Chicago, but still don't have. But at least now I can play at it, But with walking into a room and being like, do I say hello to the actor that I'm understudying? Do I not? How much do I insert myself, and how much do I set back to make sure that I'm being appropriate with the role that I'm taking on, and not doing too much, that was terrifying. And just watching them, because again, they were so tight. They were so on, and you could see it when they were just rehearsing, the way that someone would slip up and someone else would just like jump right on top and be like, nah, 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 nah. And everyone would crack up. You love watching it. And that kind of yearning from like, I want to be over there.
Yeah.
But it was still a great time. And because it was such for me, at least, at that time, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm at the Victory Gardens Theater. Oh, I'm doing big things. And that show went on to do also big things. So I was just like, yeah, I need to do my best and make sure that I'm making a good impression on these directors and the other actors. So I was the stuffed shirt.
Mm-hmm. Well, like, expand a little bit then. So how did your ultimate interactions go? Right? Did they end up sort of welcoming you, or did you kind of stay in your perception of the dynamics? You know what I mean? Like, did you ever feel a warmth from this very tight knit cast?
Oh, I definitely felt the warmth. And I feel like I was more so by the end in my own head so deep that I couldn't climb out to get to them. They were wonderful with each other, and I think they also kind of saw that I was terrified. And so they kind of treated me with kid gloves for sure. And just kind of, hey, William, how you doing? I got a lot of that, and being like, yeah, no, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm good. And then I would just stop, and they'd be like, okay, well, all right, so we're gonna go over here.
And so what was your preparation like? Because you sort of isolated yourself to an extent, right? Like, out of, everything you're saying is clear. There's a fear there's an intimidation there, or whatever. So like, how'd your preparation for the role go? And then also tell us if you ever had to go on.
I was definitely deep into my script. And I think that was one of the things that, at least in my mind, saved me a little bit from completely losing any kind of interaction with anyone. I was just very focused on being like, okay, these are the things that are happening in this show. These are the moments that are happening. These are the moves that are happening. And then I think actually by the time I never got to go on, but we did get to do a understudy performance, and the cast, was of course so supportive and applause and all of that. But I really felt like I was like, okay, now I've proven myself because I did that dang thing, I think the whole understudy cast, we really put it on. And so, yeah, I found my way. It took focus. It took me kind of pushing myself into a box and then going, well, if this is the box that I'm going to be in, how can I best use what I am and where I am mentally? And so I knew that script from top to bottom, back to back. I could tell you each breath that he took. I was like, yep, deep breath here, shallow.
Dig that. This is a question I've never asked anyone, but listening to you and how you process the couple of experiences you've shared so far, I'm curious, do you have a mentor, or did you have one?
I don't think I had one. There were a number of people, especially at the time, people would kind of say, hey, you should talk to this person. And then I would talk to that person, and they would say, oh, also, you should talk to this person. And it just kind of branched out that way. I think of who was one of the first people that I actually kind of had a sit down talk with. Celeste.
Oh,
Cooper.
Celeste.
Yes. That was one of the first people. Someone was like, "Listen, talk to Celeste. You need to have this conversation with Celeste." And I remember we met at the Steppenwolf like area bar one night because she was doing a show or going to see a show, and she just sat down. You know, what are you doing? You know, in that bright Celeste way. Just what are you doing? What do you want? Okay. And gave me the real business. She was honest and direct and was like, okay, well, you know, if you want to talk to me, we can keep talking, but this is where it is. This is what, the direction I think you should be taking. You know, one of the things she said was give yourself grace, but understand that ain't nobody else looking at you and giving you grace. So keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's casting a court now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting about mentors, because I don't think I ever had like a specific mentor. Like I've had, you know, actors that I've looked up to, but I kind of wish that was something that I like sought out more specifically when I was starting out. Now it seems too late. Not really, no. But that's really awesome. Have you ever understudied like multiple roles in a show?
Yes, I have. I think what show? I guess I wasn't really understudying multiple shows. I was in one show doing a role, and I was also understudying the lead.
In the show you were in, you were understudying the lead.
Right.
Okay.
I was in a show called The Whistleblower at Theater Wit, and I was understudying the lead in that, as well as being his agent in the show. But I don't think I've ever understudied. I've understudied characters that play multiple characters in the show, but not understudied multiple characters in a show.
Yeah. What was that experience like on Whistleblower? Like, did you find it easier or more difficult because you were in the show and had your own thing going?
I think I don't know necessarily that I found it more difficult. I think at the time I was so certain that there was no chance that I would be going in for that role. So I was really, really relaxed. Like, had the words down and everything like that, understood the character intention, being a good understudy, but I was also like, but you ain't going nowhere. And with that show, it was also just a fun and interesting show. When I first auditioned, I think I had auditioned for that character, and so I was prepared. It was also a show where we had the writer on set the whole time while it being produced. So it was such a organic experience that I think maybe I was just very confident in our abilities and in the show, and then in being able to step into it and play with the cast enough in the way that we would. That I wasn't concerned at all.
Did you ever go on
great.
For that?
No. I did not.
I hope
Because
not.
I knew.
Yeah.
I knew it was not happening. I was ready.
You can't be sure.
Right. Well,
I can't be sure, but I felt it.
Yeah, and you have that like there's such a unreleased energy when you are understudying any role really, and you don't get to play it. Especially if you don't have, for whatever reason, understudy rehearsals and things like that.
And actually, now that I think about it, being there the entire time, whereas like in understudy, you come as many times as you want a week and then see as many shows, and you're kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to go home and learn the lines. I'm going to come back, watch it, go home, learn the lines. And when I'm an understudy, I think I'm more like, once you have it set down is when I'm going to be like, what are you doing on stage? But until then, I'm kind of like, okay. But being in the show as it's being developed, I was like, I'm part of everything. So it definitely was easier, I think. We'll go with that.
Nice.
How many times have you understudied?
I think on 5 times.
Okay. So we've talked about 3, so there are 2 more. Any standout experiences that you want to share about the other 2?
The most recent one was Things with Friends at American Blues Theater, which was that one was terrifying. Not because terrifying maybe is too intense a word. That one was scary because I was like, am I going on? Should I be ready to go on? Because the actor, his wife, was due on the 12th of October, and the show ended on the 9th of October, and they were just like, we're just worried. We're worried. And then I got the offer for it, I think 3 days before they opened. And so it was like, oh, okay. Yep. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. That one was supposed to be for multiple characters. And then we're finally like, listen, just do this one. And you'll have the script with you because it's like a prop they use. So really what you need to do is find your light.
But you didn't have to go on.
I didn't.
Oh,
lucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Although there's something to be said about the payoff of the stress that is carried in such a situation, but there's also a fair amount of relief. So what I was curious about, and this goes for any and all, is times, not that one because they were, so close to open, times where you were like in the table read, like in the beginning of the process, where of your 5 experiences, are there any times where you were like in the discussion of the characters, like along with the primary cast and other understudies, etc.? Like, have you ever had the experience of being sort of embedded from the beginning of a process?
I did understudy Boulevard of Bold Dreams. That one was with Timeline Theater. And that one, I was there from day one, and that was already for me just such a amazing idea around a show because it's about Patty McDaniel. But that show, it was so smart, and it was so interesting, and I remember getting the script for the audition, months before, and reading the whole thing and being like, this is magic. I love this story. I love the take on it. And that one I walked in first day, and I loved every second being a part of it, down to when we did get to do, the understudy showing for the director and Malkaya Steepling.
Nice.
Yeah. I've always been proud of doing, understudy work and any work that I do. But that was one of those moments that I was like, I'm so proud that I get to just even have this moment in front of this director where I get to put on this beautiful piece of work. Yeah.
Aw, lovely.
I have a question. I don't know if we've ever asked this, but on a night when you are on the hook for understudying, and aside from that one time when you got the drink before the show, what is like your general practice? Like, what do you do on a night when your show is going on and you're maybe not there?
I think, really speaking, especially in the beginning, opening week, and the second week, during the shows, at least on the nights of, I go through the script, while the actors are on stage. If I'm not there or seeing it, I'm just going to at least go through it once to be like, okay, got that, put it out there. Once things start to linger, you'll find me playing video games, playing with Legos, and just kind of looking at my phone like, all right then.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I'm like, I gotta make sure that I have service right now. So just in case you get that mini paranoia of somebody's trying to call me, but they can't get me, But yeah.
So you said you had been working an office job, etc. Are you now at a point where you don't have like some old other like muggle job?
Oh no. Oh no, I work my muggle job. My muggle job keeps me in insurance, bless it. Okay. And I'm gonna hold on to that until they decide to take it away. So no, I definitely do. And it's funny because as a kid, this was my dream. I thought I'd be doing it in Champaign, where I was like, oh, I'm just gonna work for the school or the library, and I'm gonna do my theater in the evening and have my dual life. So I definitely hold on to them, and I love my job. It has the more. I mean, I like to think I'm good at it, and I've gotten to a point where they will literally be like, "Hey, do you want to work remote while you're working on this show that's wherever for a few months?" Oh, okay. So yes, no, they have my loyalty.
I love that. I had that, and then they sold the company, and now I don't have that anymore. I had that for 18 years.
Oh, so sorry.
Okay, I'm actually in a really good. I'm doing great. Actually, they the original people made sure that I could only be so mad, which ended in me being not mad at all. but when I moved here, I did not intend to have a full-time job and act in the evenings. Like I had been doing that my whole life. So I wanted to try my hand at it seriously, but I was already in my 30s and they sweetened the pot and were genuinely supportive of my art. And so like in ways that I didn't know was possible at a day job, like it just even, I went to Miami with a house theater and worked remotely. It was paid, as if I was still working full time. And then, daytime rehearsal stuff. It was really great. And so it makes me happy to hear someone else has that because it's rare. It's so rare, but gosh, it's so bad. And it made me able to be picky about my art, right? Because I didn't have to take any roles that I maybe didn't love, because I needed that money. So that was also... Gosh, it was just a really great 18 years.
Yes.
Hey. Yeah, almost as long as
I'm on year 7, so I'm hoping that I can hold it to 18. Just give me that.
I believe in you. They love you. You have that loyalty. Like it's good as long as they don't sell it, whatever it is.
I work for the University of Illinois Extension, so they can't sell it.
They can't sell it.
They can't sell it, but. As long as they don't close this down.
Yeah. I love it. Oh, this will be fun to hear from you. What was your aha moment, right? Like the moment you knew that this was what you were going to do with your life.
Oh. When I was in grade school, we took a bus trip up here from Champaign to see A Raisin in the Sun at a Chicago Shakes Theater. And I remember sitting in the theater and like looking around in that one with the seating area that's kind of over here almost on the stage because it's a little wrapped around the balcony. There we go. And like one of my favorite movies is Pretty Woman, and I've always seen that scene of her in the balcony. I was not in the balcony, but I remember being sitting there and thinking, "Oh, this is cool. This is cool." And then we saw the show, and I was like, "That was amazing. I could do that. I want to do that." And while I have not yet worked for Chicago Shakes, I have auditioned for them. I have auditioned for them, and I have told them, once or twice that I think that was definitely my aha moment of being like, yeah, no, I want to act. I want to put on shows that move people, and I was already kind of the clown in classes. I liked doing drama. My drama class, hilarious, putting on these little skits. Everyone had great times. But like seeing it on stage at that level, that was definitely a moment I was like, that's where I want to be. That's my goal.
I love it. So good. I'm just recalling your audition for Here Lies Henry, which, that's how I know Scott. Like, Scott is...
I wanted that so bad. Oh, so good.
It's so good.
So good.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. I just was remembering it as while you were talking about that. And I don't think I need to say anything else. It was what it was supposed to be at the end of the day. I hope that your time at Windy City was as good as my Henry show. So, and with that, I'm shutting up. Are we going to break?
Yeah, sure. We're going to break. We'll be back with more from William Anthony Sebastian Rose II. And now, let's go off book.
And find out who even are you
with the Understudy podcast,
Quirky Questionnaire. Yes! We did it, sort of.
All claps.
All right. We're going to ask them, and if you want to expound past your answer, that's also great. Okay? So the first one is, if you know them, what were your first words?
Oh, wow. No, I do not know
that's
what
okay.
my first words were. I'm assuming it was something pissy.
Awesome.
Probably no.
Okay. In lieu of that, what would be your earliest memory?
My earliest memory is of a Christmas we had at our home, and I remember I was very, very excited about some gift that I was getting, and I could tell what it was, and I started running over to it, and being me, I am, I don't know, 2 foot nothing, and thinking I'm 7 feet tall, there's a box in my way, and I leapt to go over the box, and I did not go anywhere near over the box, but I went into the box. And I remember my sisters laughing and being like upside down and being like, this is not how my Christmas should be going. I did not end up going over and opening the gift until later because I was embarrassed and upset.
That is brilliant. So this next one, they all do, but this one especially requires supreme honesty. Okay?
Okay.
Can you keep a secret?
Yes.
Just checking.
Is there anything juicy you want to tell us?
Excellent.
William, what is the best way to get rid of hiccups?
Saying the color purple. And I just mean saying the word purple. I don't know why, for me, especially if I can just like say it as completely like out of the blue, if I'm having the hiccups and I just purple, and it works and it's gone. But I can't think about it like even like 5 seconds before that. Otherwise, it'll be like, well, I know what you're doing. Trying to shock me with purple. That's not happening. I'm here.
Oh, I love it. I can't wait to try it. Yeah. What's your favorite vegetable?
Broccoli. I'm a big fan of broccoli, which is very, very new because I was one of those people who just hated vegetables as a kid. It was just like, this doesn't make sense to me. It's disgusting. Please get it off my plate. But now, in my later years, I am a very big proponent of broccoli. I love broccoli. I love broccoli plain. I can take broccoli cold. I am a big fan.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
Good for you.
Board games, video games, or no games?
Video games.
Great.
Video games. I mean, by myself. If there are people around, don't touch my video games. I have board games for us. But those are for me and me alone.
Awesome. And what's your favorite?
Does it have to be a board game, actually? Because, like, I love Uno. I am so good. It takes some thought and some planning, and some people don't get that. They just throw it on cards like, yeah, I got this blue. And like, no. Don't do that. Okay, you got to be strategic. You got to hold some stuff off. You got to push some stuff forward. You got to cheat. You
got to spend time figuring out how to cheat.
Okay, you got to count cards. You got to look at people and go, I know when you're not doing what you're doing. All right. You know, I love a good card game because I like to read people. Video games. Man, right now I'm playing this new one called The Ghost of Yote, and it's just like visually incredible. The story, it's the story of Atsu, who was a lone mercenary in the 1600s. It's the story of a samurai. It's incredible. It's part 2 of The Ghost of Tsushima. Great stories, incredible storytelling, beautiful visuals. You know, I love my PlayStation 5. It's my baby. Mm-hmm.
I love that for you. I'm jealous a little bit.
You want to play? Not mine.
Nah.
I said that's for me.
That's for you.
That's for
you. Here's the thing. I'm a gamer at heart, so I had to clock that and put them away. I still own a PlayStation 1. I won't get rid of it. But I started when that obviously that was so long ago, so I started going to arcades so I'd have the limit, because I really I'd never let myself play Sims before it was on Facebook, because I love video games, and I could just see myself getting bed sores. You know what I mean? Like, just like that. And I'm not, like, I don't have a super addictive personality in general, but the way they continued, like, I saw an ad for Heist, Grand Theft Auto Heist, which I think is the last one. Like, I saw a commercial and I think I was drooling. Mm-hmm. I've never even played Grand Theft Auto, but I'm just like that. Like, so it's like in my bones. So I have to keep my distance. I play games on my phone, but again, there's a limit, etc. You know, I really had to create this disciplined behavior around gaming, because I don't know how to, you know, I don't know how to parse it or whatever. I just want to be in it, and then like, talking to people and play. Oh God, moving on. I'm sorry for that tangent, but I really was jealous. It's because like the way you described the story and the.
But I'm the same way. I have to limit myself. I'm like, okay, you have an hour and 12 minutes, 11 minutes, because you took the time to sit here and tell yourself that you have an hour and 12 minutes. Now you have an hour and 10. Let's get it moving.
Okay, we still have some more questions. What is your proudest moment?
I am so proud of me. Every day, you know, I wake up and I'm like, good for you. So my proudest moment, I think now for me, when I did move back to Chicago in 2017, I was really not in a great place before that. You know, I was working down in Champaign, working at home. I was not feeling great about myself, not loving the life that I had. I remember getting up here, and one day after I got in the car again and I was moving around, I was driving home and I was looking at the skyline. And now every time, not so much anymore. Every now and again, I'll still do it where I have this moment of being like, oh yeah, I moved to the city. I'm a working actor in the city. Every now and again, it hits me. And I'm very, very proud of that. I'm very, very, again, like I said, little kid me, all I wanted to do, just humbly work somewhere 9 to 5 and do theater. And I never imagined that I would even be close to working in Chicago or being able to support myself and do the things that I'm now able to do. I buy myself Legos after every show. Oh, God. Let me tell you, that is a proud moment too. Every show I give myself a little Lego set. And I say little Lego set, like as a kid, $12, $13, but like I'm talking 200.
Yeah.
I give myself a set, okay? Throw some money at me. Yeah. I'm proud of myself today. I'm proud of myself yesterday. I'm just proud.
Nice. Who is your favorite dead celebrity?
Whitney Houston.
Amen.
I love Whitney Houston. I have been a fan of Whitney Houston since I can remember knowing what music was and understanding that, because people who can sing just boggle my mind. Like, and people who can like sing really get it's something that I'm like, I could only wish that I could have just a hint at the kind of emotions you put behind music. Like I feel like I understand it from an acting perspective, putting emotion behind something. I wish that I could do that with my voice. Not envious of that kind of power and grace. So I've always been a really, really big fan of Whitney Houston. I love the music. I love the movies. I love just her being her. Favorite stuff.
Iconic. Yeah.
Love it. William, are you fluent in any other languages?
No, I can speak a little French and understand, and I'm trying to learn Spanish, but I'm not. I'm fluent in a whole bunch of BS. That's what I'm fluent in.
Awesome. And our last question is, what is your dream role?
People ask that, and I always think to myself when someone asks that, I'm like, you need to think about that and make sure that you have an answer next time someone asks you that. But every time I get it, I'm like, but I don't have one. I want to play so many different things. Not just because I want to play this or that. I just want to play, if I played a drama role next show, I want to do something where I'm a psychotic villain. I want the range. Right now, the thing that I would love to play the most, I would love to play the Count of Monte Cristo. Just watched it and read. I love that story. I would love to play that. Or Zorro. But I guess swashbuckling. Right now I'm into some swashbuckling. I want to do something.
Okay.
A rapier on me. Yeah.
Awesome.
That is a dream. I love it. That was our Quirky Questionnaire. Thank you so much for being our first. Yeah. We learned a couple things, I think. But that's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you for letting me be part of that.
And now it's time for props.
And in props, we like to give shouts out to favorite overstudies or understudies or assistant directors or stage managers, anybody who helps us do the work of the understudy, because we all know we can't do it alone, at least not well. So who's somebody that you would like to shout out?
I have a couple of people. I just want to shout out RJW Mays because I love her. I listened to the episode on the podcast you have with her on there, and I think that she is such a talented and incredible person. and like just such an energy and a vibrance and an incredible character. I just want to make sure that she gets her roses every time I could give them to her. So definitely shout her out. I also want to shout out my friend Ben F. Locke, who is someone that has been a rock for me. Talented writer, actor, dancer, casting director, just wonderful person. And then Gene E. Compton, who is an incredible stage manager. I mean, every stage manager that I've ever worked with, incredible, absolutely amazing. Such a job to take on, because you are babysitter at points to a bunch of idiots, and you are a manager and just leader, captain, everything. All of the stage managers that I've had here in Chicago, I wish I could say all of their names right now, but I'm not gonna look them all up. But they are wonderful and they do such an incredible job. I love that actually this year the Jeffs have honored stage managers, because that is something that is so key and such an unsung hero that truly does everything. Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
I'm going to shout out myself.
So humble.
Bam!
How far you've come.
Listen, every now and again you just have to, no. And I'm going to shout out you two. You're wonderful people. And from the time that I've known, Scott, I've known you, since ISU. And every time I see you, every time I speak to you, Elana, you are such a wonderful person and so uplifting, and I appreciate everything that you have given to me, the words that you have poured into me. So thank you both as well.
Thank you for that.
Give yourself.
What a great kickoff to our season 5. Thank you.
Yes.
I've been doing a lot of that, shouting out to myself lately. Like, so I totally feel that. Because they're right. There's some good stuff that I can own and be proud of. And so I support you shouting out yourself as much as I support you shouting out us.
Yes.
But so thank you for that. So we're looking at like January, right? So I'm going to say, there anything you're working on that you want the people to know about in January, what will be January?
Yeah. Okay. I don't have anything at the moment. If you have seen the show, there's a show on BET called Diara from Detroit, and it is hilarious. Great show. Watch the first season and then catch episode 1 in March. And you might, fingers crossed, catch me. You might.
Okay.
So
awesome. Congrats.
So you're the first person to mention that show, except for I was like considering this survey and they were asking about stuff and that show title was in there. I never heard of it. And I didn't like look into it. I ended up bailing on that survey because it was long and dumb. But I was like, it's not even a real show. But I never looked at
it. It is. And it is so good. Like I watched it actually because RJ is in it. She's in the first episode. And so I watched it and then I was just like, oh, this is it's smart. It's funny. It's black. It's just, it is so interesting because I don't want to give it away, but it's basically this woman's breakdown while having a breakthrough while kind of being completely insane. It's so good. And the story just makes you go, what? Oh, okay, we going there. And we did that. Wow. And yep.
I'm gonna check it out.
Watch it.
I got BET somewhere in one of those like streaming packet, whatever. I don't know what's going on. So I'll check it out. And I'm assuming it's filmed here, but set in Detroit. Is it set in Detroit?
I don't think it was filmed here. I think it was filmed in Detroit.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think at least the first season was. The second season, they're bouncing around, so I don't know. But yeah, the first season I believe was filmed in Detroit.
You know that's my hometown.
Yeah.
That's why I moved here from.
Okay, so you need to watch the show.
I do.
So, William, we always like to end our podcast with what is something that you would either tell yourself when you were starting out in Chicago, or that you would tell somebody who's starting out now, just in terms of like lessons that you've learned?
I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is giving knowledge to people, or giving advice. I feel like there are so many things that we've all heard before, that are just repeated over time because they're classics that nobody listens to until you get to a point where you're like, oh my goodness, that's what that means. Yes. And there are so many different things that I have heard, learned, been given here in Chicago, and they keep just kind of, every now and again, something will pop back and go, when you said that, I smiled at you and I looked you in your face. And I was like, oh my goodness, thank you so much for that bit of knowledge. Da, 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 da. And I kept it moving. And here we are 3 years later. And I'm like, it clicked. It clicked. Thank you so much for that bit of knowledge. I'm sorry that it took so long to get here for me to acknowledge and understand it. But I guess listen, also give yourself grace, because sometimes it's going to come at you later. And try to hold on to it, and trust yourself, and listen. I think that's the big deal. Listen to what people are saying to you. Take it in. Think about it. Don't just put it up there on a shelf and be proud that someone gave you some information. But think about it and try to lock it in and find what it means for you and yourself. And again, give yourself grace, but also keep it moving. Don't take your foot off the pedal because you were tired. You're going to be tired. This is not the easiest thing to do. And if you really want to do it. And do it wholeheartedly. When I first moved up here, I worked in Naperville. I lived in Oak Park. And my first show, I can't remember, but it was on the north side, and I didn't have a car. And so I would get up and I would take a bus and a train and a bus to get to work, to walk a mile, to get to the office, do that same thing back, and then make my way out to whatever theater. And I was tired and I was exhausted. And I'm so glad that I went through it and I did it, because now that I'm here and I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that right now. But I did it and I know what it means and I live in it, and I appreciate it for teaching me what it did. Don't be afraid of the hard work. Yeah, I'm going to shut up because I just said people. You have to listen.
Ain't nobody listening to you. You said all this, using all this breath.
Right. So maybe you'll hear this and 5 years from now it'll click for you. Good for you. Remember that William Anthony Sebastian Rowe II told you. There we go.
All the names. It is so true, though. I mean, I think everybody, in and out of whatever the advice, because, unless you're like, hey, I need some help with this specific thing, right? And somebody gives you information and you do that specific thing. This kind of, like if you don't have the experience that connects to it, you don't even know how to process it. Like, you don't even know you're really, like, something might sound good, but you don't really know that you're being told something that will be useful to you because you haven't had to use it.
You can't internalize it. Yeah.
Right. You know, that is a very good point, which leads me to my point that I waited for your answer on. Just overall, what a supreme example of Black man joy you are. I'm just so pleased that we are able to share that with a broader audience. I don't know how many listeners we got, but we have some. This I know for sure. And we will have some who are listening to listen to you specifically. And I'm just really grateful. I'm grateful to experience it here and to be able to share it. And I am grateful for it personally. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's a lovely way to end the episode.
I would say anything.
All right. Well, thank you so much, William Anthony Sebastian Rose II, for being on the show. It was great having
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. It has been a wonderful experience, and I'm so glad that I got a chance to be on here.
Me too. Yay, we did it.
We hope you enjoyed our conversation today with William Anthony Sebastian Rose II, and that it gives deeper insight into the art of understudying.
To send us a question or give us a suggestion of someone we should interview, email us at understudypodcast@gmail.com.
Or hit us up at UnderstudyPod on Facebook and Instagram.
We want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers, especially Marcella Huff and Stanley Sava.
If you want to support the show, head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/understudypod.
Our theme song and all music are by Laura Mackenzie.
Our episodes are edited by me and produced by me and Elana.
Thank you so much for listening. If you liked it, please hit subscribe on your podcast player of choice and tell your friends.
And if you hated it, tell your enemies.
And their parents.
And their stupid parents.
Cheers!
Bye!